Forever in my mind, only you. The pieces in my life go away with you. Forever in my mind, only you. The pieces in my life run away with you. You're my first love. You're my first love.
We didn't have any response. So like, that's not going to work. And so MGM actually got mad at the police, and the police changed their story again to be, no, actually, Jose Campos got shot at about 40 seconds after the shooting started. During the shooting volleys is when that's the third and final version of the official story of Jose Campos. And Jose Campos put out a statement that was something like, I do not contest that statement. That was like his official statement, very much canned, and then just like, poof, he was gone. Obviously.
Wait, didn't he wind up in Mexico?
Yeah, there was a thing where he was going to test
his car to Mexico.
Yeah, so I think it was that he was going to do a bunch of news stories, and he was kind of like lined up for a bunch of news hits, and then he just like, actually, he went to Mexico. Who knows? But then he got brought back and did Ellen, is what it was, right?
Yes.
And he got brought back to do Ellen. Ellen was sponsored by the casinos because she had all the slot machines.
The
rolling,
ultimate deep
right?
stater. Ellen.
So he did one Ellen interview where Ellen fed him all of his lines, and then he disappeared. And that became the narrative for him.
Has he ever emerged to tell his story?
Not that I know of.
One thing I left out was the initial approach, and they looked out in the hallway when they observed the cameras on the room service cart. It was obviously there was several rounds discharged through the door, and through the blast of the bullets through the door, you could actually see a weapon through those openings in the door, but no suspect was seen. And through the blast of the bullets through the door, you could actually see a weapon through those openings in the door, but no suspect was seen.
I don't know if it's a pellet or a 22 or there's been multiple. Do we have access to this room? Hey guys, the direction I'm shooting is probably the people, so look out for that. The direction I'm shooting is probably the peephole, so look out for that.
Ever emerged to tell a story?
Not that I know of. And to be fair, I haven't done enough digging into his story yet. To be fair, I feel like I could spend another year digging into this, and I still would only be approaching the kind of expertise that some of these other guys have about it, because they did devote years and years and years to this. And there's just so much to learn and to look at, because it's such a crazy event with so many pieces of evidence. And Campos is this one really interesting one that exposes a lot of elements of what was going on here, in that you had the hotel's interests in their reputation, their money, whatever was going on. You have the way that hotel employees were a part of this thing, but then had to, represent after the thing. You have the police narrative involved in his story. And you have a really important detail just in that, let's think it through. If the sounds that we all hear in those videos, this is happening inside of that hotel room, and you can hear it all across the Las Vegas Strip, it's like, these are deafening sounds, obviously. Yes. If Jose is in the hallway right outside of that door, you damn well better believe he remembers if that was happening when he got shot at.
Yeah. Someone's opens up with automatic weapons, it resonates.
Yeah, it's not like Campos doesn't remember.
He thought they were fireworks.
It's not like he changed his story because he didn't know if there was this cacophony of automatic gunfire happening across the door. Obviously, that is a shifting narrative to meet various needs of whatever the narrative builders need.
Slow. Come here. Face right. This is the stairwell toward the boulevard, right? We got fired up close. Up one.
Control 3 Mirrors, the boulevard shut down north and southbound, Russell Road.
Copy that.
Toledo.
Yeah.
Mary 159 is coming from like the 360th floor. North. Oh, the man like that coming out a window.
That's gotta be ours, 32nd floor.
Silver Pine, 7910. I see multiple flashes in the middle.
32nd?
A Mandalay building on the north side, kind of on the west tower, but towards the center of the casino, up one of the middle floors.
Towards the center, up towards the casino.
Yeah.
Holy fuck.
But the nature of him getting shot through that door is interesting. Once you start to put away the mainstream narrative and just look at all the information as it is and try to figure out what the hell was this and what went on here. And we'll have to kind of rewind at the beginning to unpack that, because there's a lot of facts that we haven't even talked about yet that become very important.
Is that a zip line? It's a person, isn't it?
It kind of looks like a person daily, but also a fun.
It's a person, isn't it?
It kind of looks like a person daily, but also a fun.
I have no idea.
Oh, there it is. Oh, there it is. Oh, there it is. Oh, there it is. Or it's like right next to the moon.
Oh, yeah.
It looks like a person floating.
Yeah.
It looks like a person floating.
Yeah.
It looks like a person floating.
Yeah.
Possibility shooter Stephen Paddock may have been planning a getaway.
But trying to figure out what happened with him and why he got shot through the door at that moment, and maybe even when he did get shot through the door, that's interesting because it involves the fact that there was cameras rigged up outside the door facing into the hallway to surveil the hallway for whatever, to protect whatever was happening inside the room. They weren't recording video, but they were live. You know what I mean? So whoever was watching their feeds could see the other side, could see the hallway. And so as a security guard approaches this door, whenever he approached it, I mean, based upon the fact that the first testimony was that it was not when gunfire was happening actively, I would assume that he approached the door when there was no automatic gunfire happening actively. But I don't know. But whoever's in the room doing whatever they're doing, and it was guaranteed, it was definitely more than one person, and we can talk about the door locks in a minute. They see a security guard on these cameras, and their response is to shoot a round of fire through the doorway at him to get him to go away, or to kill him, you know, whatever. And that's really weird. That's really interesting because obviously it implies that whatever's happening in the room, you need him to not come in. You need him to not knock. Obviously there's something happening in the room that needs to be finished before the heat comes. But like, we have pretty strong evidence at this point that Paddock was dead by then. Paddock was not a part of this. And whatever was happening in the room, it's like, what was happening in the room? What were you doing that needed to be finished before the heat came to that room? Because they had taken the time to put this tiny little L bracket, this little metal L bracket on the stairwell door so people couldn't come up the stairs onto the floor right next to their room. But it was like a little Home Depot thing. It was not the kind of thing you need the SWAT team to bust down. And they'd rigged up these cameras. And so then it's like, okay, your brain, if you don't take the narrative, the mainstream narrative at all, it's like, what is this? Is this like a heist? Is this like a casino heist or something? Which is not what I think it was. But it's just, if you start to ask, like, what could that be that's happening in that room? Is this like Ocean's 11 and they need to like protect part of their heist or something until they get away with the jewels? It's like, maybe that starts to explain a piece of this. But that's what I mean by, like, when you look at the original evidence and you try to square it with like an explanation that fits it all, it starts to get pretty fascinating and pretty weird. And in order to do that, we have to rewind past Campos back to the start, because we know for a fact that Paddock wasn't alone in that room.
All right. Okay, so room 135 on the 32nd floor, registered guest, his last name is Paddock.
There's also 3 females that are registered to that room. First name is Joanne, Joanne. Last name. Second subject, Laura. Last name. Third subject, Katie. Last name. They checked in on 25 September. Scheduled to check out on October 2nd.
And we know for almost complete certain fact that he was dead before any of this even happened.
Any of the shooting happened.
Yeah, before any of the shooting happened. And just to kind of wet our whistle on that. Yeah. We don't know it for fact, but the actual official photo of Paddock dead in the room, like overhead looking down at him with the blood stain.
Yes.
There's very clearly 2 blood stains. It's very clearly a dry blood stain that's been like dried into the carpet that is one color, and then a fresh, like glistening red blood stain that is much smaller and fresher and redder over top of it. And there's blood on his chest in that photo for some reason. Although if you commit suicide, shoot yourself in the head, there's no reason why you would have a giant singular blood stain on your chest.
No.
And so really quickly, while we're in this room here at that moment, let's unpack some of the other things that very much just debunk this regular narrative, that are hard evidence that you can view for yourself. The SWAT team that they were waiting for to breach his room, they never came.
Go. Got your back. Go. They got 3. What do they need? Got boss.
All the way down to the end. Saving. Every room. Hey, do you guys have a master for this? Yeah. Yes. Coming up. Every room has been No, that's the last one. Who's going?
Too many.
Although Las Vegas has one of the largest SWAT teams in America, one of the largest SWAT teams in the world, they never came. The actual team that breached his room, we have one body cam that shows it, and they put out a report saying who was in the breaching party. It was 1 SWAT officer. I think it was 2 canine officers whose dogs they left back in the cars, and then a bunch of other police officers that just kind of like hodgepodged in there. And that becomes very important later when you start to ask, where the fuck were the SWAT officers? What were the SWAT doing? Because they were doing something. but they didn't. The story is that they're waiting for the SWAT team, and the mainstream media at first tried to run with like this crazy. Like CNN actually has a clip that I can give to you, where the next day or 2 days later, CNN is like tells a fantasy about how the SWAT team busted down the door and Paddock tried to fight his way through them and they had a gun battle and Paddock shot one of the SWAT guys in the leg.
What?
And he got out into the hall before they neutralized him. Yeah, they just like literally made up fantasy.
Right. It's been back and forth on this one. You know, it was initially reported that perhaps he had taken his own life at the very moment the SWAT team was making entry into his room on the 32nd floor. Now they've clarified that point. They say that as the SWAT officers actually broke in the door, that the gunman charged them, made it through the door, struggled with the officers, and was able to get off at least one shot, wounding one SWAT officer in the leg, and then the gunman was killed.
There was interaction. All right, Martin Savage, thank you very much. And, you know, when you think about what happened here, it happened over 10 to 15 minutes, which can seem like an eternity or sound like not much time at all for such horrific carnage. At the end, 59 people, as of this moment, have died. 527 more are wounded tonight.
On CNN live, and I have the recording. I'll give it to you, and obviously that none of that happened at all. And we know now from eventual release of files, documents, and a body cam that it was only one SWAT guy and all these other police officers. And so we have this body cam from Officer Bitsko that they had to fight to get released, and we only have one because they told everyone to turn their body cams off.
I don't know. We went fucking the very top and dude. So where's security? My camera's on. My camera's on too. Yeah, turn them off. Turn them off. Yeah, my camera's on too.
And that happened multiple times throughout the night. And I've got the clips and I can share them with you. And they are on that map that I was telling people about, so other people can go and find them for themselves too. Where like a bunch of officers are like around about to do something. And there's a couple instances throughout the night where this happens, where then they kind of are like, all right, body cams off, body cams off, body cams off. And they're all going around and turning off their body cams.
Cameras off.
And for whatever reason, I'm not sure if we ever found out why. It's possible we did. Bitsko didn't turn his off. So
about 15 to 18 from 419. He took out 2 windows.
Officer Bitsko's body cam, he's one of the canine officers, that does exist. And we do have body cam footage of the breach.
Control 765.
765.
As far as I know right now, everybody's being evacuated to the east coast. I know at the east end of one of these roads, Mandalay Bay Drive or whatever, one of them goes into the airport. So if you make contact with anybody at the airport, the door,
Control, standby 3. I just got a report that citizens shots just fired. 2 shots in the park area of New York, New York.
Copy. Using to be advisors. 2 shots fired in the park area of New York, New York. Now they're also saying 1 at Aria.
Control 654, so far New York, New York is clear. Negative shot fired. We will park area.
Copy.
206, 335 Zebra.
We have an influx of returning ambulances and rigs for transport. The casualty collection point at the boulevard in Tropicana is clear. Is there any other casualty collection point they need to respond to?
Yep. Looks like it might be a camera of some sort. But it didn't take multiple cameras. Is that camera on the bottom and on top?
749, we're sending 2 teams in Excalibur right now based on the earlier detail.
So we need 2 teams at Excalibur.
Cameras on the boulevard of Tropicana. You got
I'm going to hold on this door.
That way.
Okay. Rifle.
I went through the roadblock of phones. Heading eastbound on Tropicana at the boulevard now. Looks like a
We have this contained. There is no need for anybody else up here. If there's other situations going on, then let's address those. We're in code 4 here. We've got patrol units that are clearing down the rest.
Hey, Jair, I can't tell what direction this room is. Let me get to a window and see.
Hey! What do you need? Any more patrol officers in there? We have this contained. There is no need for anybody else up here.
And they breach the door, and one of them accidentally shoots 3 rounds. Like, just... Like, they just tripping out. Even though the official story is like Paddock wasn't alive, he was already dead on the ground. He had been dead there for an hour. There's no reason to shoot his rifle, but they were just hyped up, I guess. So they breach the door. 3 rounds go off really fast, which is kind of a nothing. And then they enter the room. When they enter the room, they're looking for the window where this guy's shot out of, and you can watch it on the body cam. And they go to the windows and they pull the curtains back, and they're like, nope, I have no broken window. No, it's not broken. No window. And they pull the other curtains back and they're looking, and they all are like, there's no broken window. There's no window.
Okay, Jair, we are facing north. We are facing north.
Just confirming that is you guys that's in the broken window that faces the left floor.
We are facing the left floor. We do not have a broken window.
Okay, copy. It looks like you might have another room that has a broken window that also faces the left floor off that north end. There's a little bit of movement unknown if it's going to be the curtains or not. I'm going to be working to get a better eye on it.
Okay, Jair, we are facing north. We are facing north.
Just confirming that is you guys that's in the broken window that faces the left floor.
We are facing the left floor. We do not have a broken window.
Okay, copy. It looks like you might have another room that has a broken window that also faces the left floor off that north end. There's a little bit of movement unknown if it's going to be the curtains or not. I'm going to be working to get a better eye on it.
Okay, stand by. We've got curtains open on a window that's not broken. We're looking for broken. Okay, it is us. We have the broken window. That's us, Jair. Corey, Todd. Go ahead, Todd. If you can raise a CT, ask them to contact the hotel if they can turn on one of these elevators and get there quicker. Copy that.
Is it? Okay.
Senator Mueller, Kevin?
They have security down at the
Go
elevator
ahead.
base as well.
I'm just waiting for you on the 14th.
And they're standing right. So we have crime scene photos showing the floor with the hammer that he allegedly used to break this window open, because Las Vegas has like crazy glass that you can't just break. So he allegedly brought this special hammer that'll break that glass. And we have a photo of that hammer with broken glass all over the floor with just shell casings, just all, because there's 1,000 fucking shell casings in this room at this point, plus 4,000 unspent rounds that he just got bored and didn't want to shoot. Just checked out. So in the photo, we see the ground next to the curtain of the window with the hammer, with all this broken glass and all these shell casings. But in the body cam footage of them going into his room, when that photo should already be exactly like the photo shows us, they can't find the window, and they're not stepping on any broken glass or any shell casings at all. They're looking for it. They can't find it. And there's like 6 officers looking for this window.
How long did it take for that body cam footage to come out after the shooting?
You know, I don't know exactly. But I believe it was months and months and months. It might have been a year or more.
I think that's right.
Yeah, right? Because it was never supposed to come out. It was never even supposed to exist.
But all coverage, as you said at the very outset, all coverage of the shooting had just died and was never spoken of again.
Yeah, it lasted like 4 or 5 days. And you can see graphs. People have kind of charted the number of stories about it. And it's just like everyone's talking about it for 2 days and then just gone, completely gone. And then YouTube started banning accounts for talking about it.
Come on.
All the different social media agencies started banning accounts for it. Yeah. And I have screenshots of
on what grounds?
Of things that are because the grounds was spreading dangerous conspiracy theories and misinformation. But there had happened to have been a active shooter drill that was done in the area like the week before or something like that, the day before. I think it was the day before. And so they've been recruiting crisis actors for this active shooter drill that was being run in the area, which, you know, if you learn enough about these kinds of events, you realize that drills are a huge red flag. But I believe what was done is that then they accused these conspiracy theorists of basically doing the Sandy Hook thing, and they strawmanned the journalism that was happening to say, you're claiming that no one died, and that's so evil because you're saying that they're all crisis actors, and so we're going to ban you. And that's not what anyone was saying. No one was saying that no one died. No one was saying that it was all crisis actors. But they sort of finagled the one thing into the other thing into the other thing to say, well, there was an active shooter drill, so it was all legit, and you're all saying it was fake, which they weren't, and so you're banned. And so a bunch of channels got taken down, a bunch of journalists got banned off of platforms, and they did their best to shut it all down, but people didn't stop. People just kept digging and digging.
That is
digging.
Crazy.
Yeah. So they breach, they can't find the window. About a minute later, they breach the other room. And this is another impossibility with the official story. Paddock rents these 2 suites. One is like the master suite because those towers, they're kind of like these 3-pronged towers, and you can rent the suite that's at the end of the tower where you have like the 180-degree windows of the whole end of the tower, and he rents the one facing out towards this event. But he also rented, well, it's not exactly facing towards, it's like next to. Then he also rented the room right next door, and they're adjoining. And so there's a door that connects the two. And the official story is that the windows in both rooms were broken out, and that he was shooting through the one room with his bolt-action rifle to try to blow up the fuel tanks over at the airport, and he failed to do so. But he was in the other room shooting his bolt-action rifle, and then he was running back to the other room with his ARs and rapid fire bump stocking with his bump stock that never jammed. That's the official story. But then the police get in there, and the side room is bolted from the other side. And he's the only one that's there. There's no one else in the rooms, apparently. And the way they say that is because his room was bolted from the inside. The side room, but the side room was also bolted, and they had to breach it with explosive breaching charges. And it's on, you can see it on camera. And so
he was magic, is what you're saying?
He was magic, right? Because you can't bolt your side room from the other side while you're in a mass shooting spree and then wind up in your room and shoot yourself in the head. You can't do it. And so there's all these little things that
physics intervenes.
Exactly. That physics and just reality intervenes once the evidence started to come out. And they've never really acknowledged any of that. That's all just kind
They've
of
never acknowledged it.
No. I mean, how could you? There's no acknowledging to be done.
What did Levi Hancock just say?
After UNC and Captain Freeway, about 15 to 18 from 19.
He took out 2 windows. He took out 2 women.
Yeah, and by the way, by then, Lombardo was busy being chief of police in Lahaina, if I'm not mistaken.
You're not mistaken.
Right?
Yeah.
So he was at his next important job.
Where is he now?
I don't know. That's a good question. Someone should track him down.
Every time you come around, you know I can't say no. Every time the sun goes down, I let you take control.